okay. But it had a much bigger impact on the world and has done so for hundreds of years. Other people these days think that classical music is downright boring, but people living during the Baroque, classical, and Romantic eras thought differently. Interestingly, the classical music is heard in entertainment to the modern day audience almost as much as a 17th century audience. It just comes as a different way through background music. Not all of you here today may have studied classical music through playing an instrument or taking musical history courses. However, when I play, how many people here expect me to play? And perhaps when I play, there's the odd one of you who are expecting me to play, well, you see my point. We all know these famous classical pieces, not because we have attended a 3-hour symphony performance, but because they are part of film scores, TV shows, commercials, and even low-budget YouTube videos. Why have these pieces stood the test of time? Classical music is much deeper than we realize. It reaches us at an emotional and subconscious level. I'd like to suggest now that it's a good idea to bring it now to a conscious level. And that is why we should all understand that classical music, even when played in the background, moves us. Not everyone will learn how to play classical music, but everyone should know a bit about how to listen to classical music, because hearing is not the same as listening. Renowned filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock is known for his famous quote, "In film, music represents the words that cannot be spoken." Now picture a scene of a sunny beach, children playing in the water and boats lazily dipping up and down in the water. Now add this background music from John Williams. Notice how our emotions change and a sense of dread takes over, with Williams' famous interlude from the movie Jaws. Broadway musical scores are also predominantly classical music. When you go to see the R&D musical Into the Woods, or any show, imagine what it would be like to watch the play in silence, with no pit orchestra. Did you know that the musical score for Into the Woods has over 72 classical music writings that make up the background music? Now, who knows the famous Beatles song, "All You Need Is Love"? Now we all sing the "All You Need Is Love" parts, but don't you want to hum that wonderful response from the orchestra? In fact, from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band onwards, most Beatles albums featured orchestras. But how can we move from just hearing classical music in the background to actually listening to it? First of all, we simply ask the composer. John Williams has many interviews on YouTube where he explains how he uses classical music to create mood and help us connect emotionally with the characters. I personally like his quote about creating the musical image of the fearful Darth Vader. Williams said, creating Darth Vader to a 10-year-old in clear, memorable, and immediately affecting terms was a big challenge. It's an opportunity that is maybe sadly only found in the craft of film scoring anymore. I mean, where else can you do that? I like to review other ways that we can become more informed listeners to background music. We can also listen to lectures or read the works of musical analysts like Rob Kaplow, author of the books What Makes It Great and All You Have to Do Is Listen. Rob Kaplow helps us with no musical background or knowledge, and helps us to understand why great composers